Alright, chat.
Where we figure out which new devices will be the highlights of the field.
Alright, let's see who we got. We got Team Secret and Emerald Apes, Alliance and Gamblers in one pool, and then Fnatic Skyline Upcoming and Ape Squad in the other pool. This is Champs, chat. I believe it starts here in 4 minutes, 3 minutes. We need some what you call it? The finals, like what you call it? Sports, not sports betting, wagers. The finals, if the finals started doing more wagers, that'd be gas. I don't know if they have wagers or not. Are we dancing in the chat? Hell yeah. Let's see who we got winning. I want to see Ape Squad and Alliance. If we can see Ape Squad versus Alliance, that'd be a good match. Dang, they got 90 viewers in here right now. Sheesh. Should be starting here shortly, I hope. This music is pretty vibe though, I ain't gonna lie. Let's see who the first match is. Let's see if they got a bracket. should have a bracket posted. I mean, this is the bracket, but who plays first? Here it is. Oh, that doesn't really tell me what time the games play. That doesn't really tell me what time the games are. Some of these stats are crazy. Secret is insane. Fanatics up there too. Damn. Bro, some of these are top tier. Alright, so looks like Apes is waiting for one. Both Apes teams are waiting for one. It looks like Alliance is all there. We need to get a final squad back together for real. $132, sheesh. Everybody tuning in now. I think they're waiting on a few more players to start their matches. I believe so. There we go. Yo, PHL is gas. I ain't gonna lie, I love these guys.
Unbelievable from OG. Carries the team. How has Carnifex gone away with that? He even gets the second. Hello everybody and welcome to PHL Season 2. It's the big weekend. I'm your host Artie. I'm joined here today by Jerry and Whippet. It's good to see you.
He said Whippet.
Today, Whippet. I'm good. I'm excited for this one. This weekend has been pinned in my diary for a long time, and the groups we've got lined up for today do not disappoint in the slightest.
Awesome. And Jerry, I mean, this is the moment we've all been waiting for.
Oh yeah, it is. I mean, we've got so many incredible teams here. We've finally said goodbye to 4 of the lowest placed EU teams. We've got 8 on the chopping block. Soon to be 4, soon to be 1. That's it.
Soon to be 4, soon to be 1. And, you know, it is a little bit different this time around, given the fact that we're so close to the Grand Major, TGM 25 and DreamHack. We're going to be leaving that extra, you know, East versus West, NA versus EU for the big boys. So today, Jerry, I guess we're just looking at EU.
We are, and it's that big $2,300 prize pool that's split in half down the middle between those two regions. So that's what's on the line. And there are some big names here, big teams as well that, you know, we may be expected to make it through. Seems like Pulsar not making their way through in the EU bracket to the top 8. So we've already had a bit of an upset, and I can guarantee there's going to be more on the line.
Let's see what they
100%.
got
I mean, with
cooking.
only 8 teams having the opportunity to play for the prize today, it's been tight up to this point, hasn't it, Whippet?
It really has. I mean, I want to dole down towards our LCQs just had there. We didn't see Pulsar make it, and it was looking so promising. We got Gamblers and Ape Squad coming from there, and they look so strong there as they line up for the first set of cash up
Yo, it's Rio.
The analyst task. Hey Rio, how you doing?
Hey Artie, I am doing wonderful, and today I am going to be breaking down the action of everything that happened in these groups. I'm going to sum up what's been going on and fill in a little details that you guys might have missed on the off stream. But today is going to be just an exciting day, and honestly, I can't wait to
Rio's the GOAT.
all the info you guys might have missed.
100%.
What do you look for in a guy? What?
Well, off stream. So I mean,
What the heck kind of question is that?
Where are we going to be seeing the other things?
Yeah, so we have.
You should probably ask. That's more like you should maybe ask your mom that question, or you know, ask a female that question.
Go give them some love. Go check them out if you want to see some.
You probably get a better answer.
Yeah, exactly. And we are going to be having all of the main groups happening right here on this stream, and the qualifier at the very top, whoever wins will be watching that. Final Central will be checking that out. If you have a second monitor, feel free to tab up to Final Central. Otherwise, Rio here is going to be able to break down what happens on those streams from here, as well as chat.
I feel like they ain't
all
loud
of
enough.
the ins and outs of what we're seeing comparatively as we get closer and closer to the top 4 headed into phase 2. But it's going to be a little bit later.
There we go.
Now, I'd say let's go ahead and take a look at the teams that we're going to be seeing today. Right now, we're starting with Group 1, and this is going to be Team Secret, Emerald Apes, Alliance, and Gamblers. And now, Jerry and Whippet, this is going to be somewhat of a bloodbath.
Yeah, I would
really
agree. It's a mad group, and we've seen in the past Team
Hey
Secret
there,
in
everyone.
particular maybe struggle in some of these cash-out games. It's always like that first hurdle. We saw it in the closed qualifiers. So I wouldn't say that they're a shoo-in to get 3. My most confident pick here would be Alliance. Personally, they seem to deal with whatever's
They're
thrown at
taking
them.
Alliance
But
over
honestly,
Secret?
any of these
What?
teams could go through. Cash out is wild, and of course, on the other side of
I
it,
actually
you've got a
like
best of
Alliance.
3 to
Alliance
qualify
is
for
the
phase 2,
Apex
or
team
a
I
best of 3
watch, so,
to
I mean,
avoid
I didn't
elimination.
even-
So it
I'm
really
actually
is
glad
a,
to see that
a
Alliance
really
had a finals
chaotic
team.
trend setter for the day.
I really want to go back to what I said earlier about the LCQ teams. Gamblers won my heart making it through that, and I often like to, as I call, adopt a stray for these playoff matches, and I think Gamblers, in the chaos of cash out, have a chance to make it through here. But we obviously have teams like Secret Alliance as well that we cannot count out here, but my heart's going to be with Gamblers for this cash out match.
Gamblers? Gamblers would be cool.
I think it's
Who
going to
is
be
the Gamblers
obvious who I'm
squad?
rooting for in this matchup, but I'm not going to let that take over the broadcast. I do think that genuinely all of these teams have a viable shot, especially watching the sort of meta shifts that have been happening over the last few
Let's
weeks.
see who
I
they
think that
got,
all
who
of
they
these
got.
teams
Who
are
does the
in
Gamblers have?
somewhat of a unique position where they have not only been sort of akin to all the things in play as before, for example, not necessarily being
Alliance
tied
has
to
got
BFRs,
these
which
guys,
most teams don't really want to utilize it. Not only that,
So
but
we're
the,
seeing these top-
Vanishing Bomb coming into play.
Where's
I talked
Emerald
about that a
Apes?
little bit
Emerald
earlier
Apes
this
is
week,
right
but
here.
The Vanishing Bomb has been somewhat of a
Why do I feel like I've
upsetting
heard of
piece for a lot
Mauser?
those teams where they're deciding whether or not to swap it out for their glitch grenade, swap it out for the H+ infuser. But Jerry, I kind of want to get your take on the whole Vanishing Bomb situation, and if you think that it's going to actually come into fruition in this group or maybe the group after.
It could do. I really don't have any read on who's going to be running this, who isn't, but it is something that is creeping in, as you mentioned, and I'll do the plug for him. Go and watch Ardy's video on this topic. It's really interesting.
That wasn't the
Either
point.
way,
That wasn't the point.
Don't worry, Ardy. Your check is in the mail. So we've got, a lot of teams starting to adopt this strategy, and it could come out. It certainly makes a big difference in games where you really know your opponent, because you can not only play with the idea of hiding your approach, but also baiting certain approaches and playing that sort of bluff game. It gives you a lot more kind of depth of strategy than, say, the alternatives of Glitch Grenade do, which is just a purely offensive tool, realistically. So yeah, it could happen. I am really curious to see making an impact. We did see a slightly different lineup coming out for them in the last chance qualifiers, and it worked really well. Honestly, Bola slipping into that heavy role made a massive difference in that run. So I'm curious to see if that translates into cash out and translates into games involving some of these bigger hitters like Secret and Alliance.
Try. Who's the once I figure out the first match chat, I'll pull up.
Well, I'm thinking about the Vanish Bomb in particular. We saw
Their,
it actually in the LCQ very prominent going
Their
into
viewers.
when we're talking about best of threes in a 3v3. You have that ability to kind of play in the mindset of your opposition. It's a far more intimate experience. Those fights matter so much more. It gives you that window to have a massive opening, maybe even a disengage if you're in desperate situations. I'd be very curious about how that slides into this, and maybe teams might start bringing hero or cash out, because in the midst of chaos, if you can slip in and get a steal, that might be enough to get you across that threshold to make it into our upper seeding.
100%. I think especially when it comes to different maps like Fortune Stadium, or obviously when you have Seoul over towards Hospital, you have those opportunities where it really makes sense. But even without those maps, even if we're not playing on those maps, or if you have a rotation where, you know, hey, it's just going to be Bernal and Sis Horizon, teams I think are still getting more and more comfortable with, hey, you know what, being invis for quite a bit of time, as just get that instant opening pad RPG. It's all going to be able to help out with that overall first damage, first little bit of impact. But Jerry, I also want to talk about sort of the cash out situation that we've been seeing, right? I mean, it's going to be a very interesting stake coming into, you know, cash out to these 3-on-3s matches now that we're sort of condensing them all into the one day. Do you think it's going to be different stakes this time around? But we're actually going in right now. There it is.
Oh,
No more
game's
yapping.
starting. Okay, hold
it's
on.
time.
Who's
Jerry
the first
and
match?
Whip It, take us into it.
Who's the first
No
match?
better way to find out what the stakes are going to be like than to just see them play out in front of us. And Sis Horizon, the first map on our cards here. Secret Apes Alliance Gamblers, you've already sort of planted your flag in the ground
it's all
there,
okay, hold
Whip It,
on.
and said you're hoping for a gambler's surprise. Is there another team you would say likely to come through in this group?
In terms of likeliness, if I'm gonna go based off my head, my brain decision, it's a throw up between Alliance and Team Secret. My big thing about our regular season on our Wednesday games is that we ended up seeing them kind of uncontested a lot. The teams didn't want to challenge them.
I wasn't expecting them to all fight at once.
Of Secret.
This person ain't
OG
even
getting
live.
in quickly and dealing that damage. That's a big setback
okay.
for Alliance. Of course, without that defib, they can't go for the quick reset. Have they managed to grab his totem? I don't believe they have. So Carney
Gamblers,
and
Alliance,
Palmer just sort of
Team
scrambling around
Secret.
here to try and find
This guy live?
a way back in, but they're being
Bro,
pinned
why is
back
nobody
here. The vault has
streaming?
been tapped. That's a good RPG, but a nice follow-up winch. And
this
the
guy
damage
streaming?
is there. Elix and OG tag teaming Palmer, leaving
He don't even have a
only
Twitch?
Carney in a bit
Alright,
of
we're
an
good, we're
unenviable
chilling, we're
situation.
chilling.
Does
It's all
manage to
good, Ted.
find the statue of treason,
It's all good.
but Team Secret are well on their way towards cash out B.
They should be getting themselves on the move here. Looks like that's exactly what they're in store for. Palmer yet to be recovered. Some ship damage getting found here just by treason.
Oh, there you go.
Just trying to find a way. Carney does get one. OG falls from it. And a stagger out fight from both these teams. Secret do find that
Apes
plug
and
out
Secret's
towards
in
B,
the
long
lead right
distance.
now.
They're going to use that range advantage of the repeater just to look for Roma and Secret.
Alright, let's see what they cooking.
3 da me sopra la go, nel muro.
Ma questi sono pushabili.
I don't. Okay.
The shot don't land from the repeater and treason.
I didn't know they didn't speak English.
Alliance, though, they have turned this round with that pick onto OG, and they have an opening to steal, but Gamblers are coming in here for a potential third party. I don't think they're close enough to prevent the steal, but they could cause a bit of chaos in the mix here.
Dang,
They actually
Gamblers
find
has
themselves
got
now
500 right
between
now.
the two teams, maybe
What
not
are they
the
running?
most
We
ideal
got
position, but I don't know how much
medium,
Team
heavy, light,
Secret
medium.
know
Okay,
about it.
so they're all
Alliance
running
certainly have
hell,
a bit of
yeah.
a read on this, but Gamblers are being smart about it.
Keeping themselves as covert as possible, just waiting for an opportunity to make everything go a little bit overt. Now here the player just above them, I believe that's Carney, and just waiting for their moment to strike. Halfway through that
Found
time,
this
and
gateway
Alliance
as well.
is going to take a huge damage, and you're right. If they try to use that exit gateway, they're going to walk into a classroom waiting for the Gamblers, and that might be a worst case scenario. They hop on board as Alliance, take that worst case scenario even worse, wiped out by Secret, one player down. They're going to go for the steal. Is that going to be an opportunity? Yes, it is. Gamblers dive in, Bola finds one, and they're going to try and storm and get the steal here, Jerry.
Gamblers just
Very smart
time
move
that
and just
perfect.
patience
Oh
paying
my
off here.
god.
OG and Elix not in a position to try and recapture this point or protect their fallen
I want to see
comrade.
the
They go
Gamblers
upstairs
win
for the
just
fight,
because
but
I
as
like
it
their
stands,
logo
Bola
and
on the
shit.
light
The
doing some
Gamblers,
great
come on now.
damage there and does find the pick onto OG, leaving only Elix here. They've just shattered both of the big guns here in Alliance.
Gamblers
and Team
should be
Secret.
able to
They
get
only have
this.
about 30 seconds left to defend this. They could get away with an early cash out with it.
completely doable at this point, and well, Emerald Apes are going to be licking their chops here. They've had a pretty quiet day indeed. Secret's going to find some early damage. Elix finds a massive winch by OG though. Huge damage done. Dome's not going to be good enough. Counter winch won't save him for long. Finds an opening pick. Kiriki does get Carney as well. Diving in will be Alliance to cause a little bit of chaos. And the midst of that gas with a huge RPG, diving in to find huge damage. But it looks
Gamblers
like it
is
won't
gonna
be
get it.
mattering as it will be held
No,
on.
they
As
can't.
Gamblers get themselves that first box
What?
locked out. As there'll still be a flurry as Roman.
That's
Alliance is on
crazy,
Secret.
bro.
Alliance is gonna wipe, but I think Gamblers will take that wipe as well. Kiriki gets slayed eventually by Rome.
Roma just standing barely at the end of all that, but it's a cold comfort after the cash goes the way of Gamblers. On the other side of the map, Emerald Apes were afforded a completely free cash out. Don Crage only having to pick up 2 kills, presumably from the initial vault fight. That's not even a team wipe. So they are well out.
It looks
on
like
top.
Apes
Although,
and
of course,
Gamblers
everyone
is in
during
the
that picked up a lot
lead
of kills.
right
Look
now.
at that. Team Secret, of course, they got the plug. They got plenty of kills to their name. So they're not that far behind either. It's really Alliance that need to pick up the pace here.
Alliance in deep trouble. They
Alliance
took a
is
lot
in
of wipes
last.
quick
That's
proximity
crazy.
to each other, and they have to really, again, funnel into this fight, which will be against Team Secret. And maybe at this point, if you're Alliance, maybe you want to fight against Gamblers, Emerald Apes, someone else, and Secret have had your number this entire time. OG takes huge damage. The heal from Elix is going to be perfect to keep him in fighting form. You just got to wonder, Alliance, running out of time a little bit.
Yeah, they have obviously 2 waves of cash outs to try and turn this back around. Nice preset gateway here is going to shorten the distance for Vault 4 to travel. It's going... Oh, in fact, they are very, very far away from the objective still. Here we go. Elix closing in on D. He's already been plugged here by Emerald Apes. Again, just getting away with being completely absent. And I think at this point, Secret, they know that it's a bit of a difficult route to get this plug. They've dropped the box and they're going to try and face Gamblers head on. Or maybe even just ignore it entirely and go for the fight against Emerald Apes.
Alliance has got to come back,
RPG
for real.
found there by Vol as well, just going to find some damage towards Elix. He will get himself recovered, but they fall away. They're going to try and put some pressure on towards Emerald Apes. Elix will take more of that damage shipped away, and everybody converging on C at this stage. Emerald Apes, they had a quiet defense with their very first cash box. Looks to be a much more loud affair this time around, as they're going to try and cause as much chaos as
Bro,
possible.
Secret's down to 1. Yeah, I think
between
Secret's
two,
about
but
to
Emerald
bounce.
Apes come
Oh,
out a
he's
little bit
invisible.
better for wear. Secret down to just Roma.
Spider-Man.
Control the box a little bit longer. Before the way timers still left on C as the plug happens across the map in favor of Alliance.
Yeah, still at 40 seconds left for Emerald Apes, and I feel like that indecision from Team Secret has cost them a little bit here. This is a
I swear I've
interesting
heard of
position,
Mauser
though, for Gamblers,
TTV,
who again are closing on
but
a
these are
potential
EU
last second
players, so
steal.
maybe not.
But the positioning from Emerald Apes is so much better here, and they don't have the benefit of a third party working against them. We can see Alliance.
I haven't heard of nobody on the Gamblers,
trying to get
but
some kind of flank
I
going,
just
but they
like
have
their
to force
branding.
steal here, Gamblers, to get anything out of this. They're going to jump onto the point, but I think the resistance is too strong. Donk closing that gap, landing shots at range. Newok finds Kureki as well, and Gamblers are losing bodies fast. Vol
Damn,
goes down
Gamblers
in a heap,
almost stole
and
it.
Newok has done enough there to protect his cash out. That's 2 now for Emerald Apes. As we transition over to the
Emerald Apes
just over
going
half
crazy right
completed
now.
Alliance box
They're
over
up
on the
by
far side.
19,000
They're going to
right
get
now.
a lot of late visitors coming in their direction now.
This is the problem with having such a staggered out stage. Now, they should be able to hold on if everything goes their way. With the vault opening up, that might draw some attention. Secret look to be in close proximity to it. But it doesn't look like Emerald Apes committing to it just yet. Hopping towards Newup, just trying to find his way into this and will be Secret, trying to dive on and find that pressure onto Alliance. They'll try and pull this box away. Grew up for a little bit of cover to make this deal happen. Of explosion, the counterplay working just to make sure it stays in possession of Alliance. First fight's gonna happen here. Roman needs to win his jewel, takes a huge amount of damage.
Damn,
Carney
Alliance.
collects up the pieces. That
Alliance.
the OG needs to win his
Oh.
one. Rotates the barrel, but not in time. Carney picks
Alliance
himself up
going
two
crazy.
piece, leave it all down. Watch, you know, Secret take a full wipe here in Alliance. Coast away, get themselves that cash box locked out. That's exactly what they need.
Side effects just feels like a cheat code sometimes. You watch him get kills that he just shouldn't. And Emerald Apes now have a box in their hands, but they are so far ahead. They can either play keep away or just focus on the macro here, maybe stall out and wait for a double opportunity. They can control the flow of the game here. The onus is on every other team to get that cash, that Vault 6. Alliance are there first. It's Carnifex. Who else to get the tap? But Secret very nearby.
Oh
and we can
shit,
see the
Alliance
distance.
is
Emerald Apes
back.
just sort of controlling
Alliance
the
is
middle
back. They're in
ground.
second now.
That first cash box actually planted by Gamblers on the far side. So this could be a really close final few minutes here. Everything on the line. Carney gets the first pick there onto Elix.
Yo,
Medium
Gamblers
down
can
to
take
Secret.
second with this cash.
Not working out for them in this match in the latter half of it. And there's OG going down as well. Roma now, we're watching him as the last alive for Team Secret. They only have, what, a minute and 20 seconds to work with. They need to get each other back up, maybe go for a coin, aim to position. Roma, though, he's going in for these shots. He wants to be a part of this.
At this stage, he has to hope his team can get themselves back in on their coins. 10 seconds, 3 seconds respectively, so Roman might try and find some kills. He's got a little bit of chaos. He might find some damage. He's going to be very down.
Gamblers got one down.
Stage. He might find that fight, and he does so. He does get that pick, picks it up, and Trees is going to be gone. Double dipping this box is going to create all sorts of chaos. Everyone will converge on this final cash box. Hopping on board, waiting for that gateway. They'll charge through this, but the wall of goo just makes things oh so impossible. He'll try and go the long way around.
Gamblers got to get back on it.
Long way as well. Can he throw
Gamblers
it
gotta get back.
Have a line of sight just yet. Caught by the witch. Massive play from Secret. They
Hold
need
on.
to get this plug money, but it's going to be an attempt.
Io si è droppato Alf.
Serve una Q per non farlo
Vanno a
vincere.
rubare viola, Io sto sul lato.
This dude just hit some hella strat. I seen him.
C'ho carne addosso.
He put goo down and then put the launch pad on the other side of the goo, bro. What?
Non ce l'ho, ce l'avete? A posto. Fabio che shout.
They got it. They got it. I think they got it. Yeah, they got it.
Ma non ha senso, raga.
Let's go! Gamblers took game one.
Bello, bravi.
Adesso non è che dicono World Tour,
No,
quindi si rifà.
io volevo rimeccare, cioè. Fabio che shout, cioè. Che bello. Veramente bello giocare sto gioco. Continuiamo a fare tornei a sta merda, porca Dio.
That was a
Era
good game right there.
contro i russi. Giusto?
People in the chat did notice there. We were on World Tour settings, so there may be a chance that we have to replay that game. I'm sure the players will have noticed very quickly and would have been viewing this as a sort of a warm-up, but we will wait to see what the final admin decision is on that. Regardless, that is a fantastic performance from the underdogs in the room. And you look at what Gamblers were able to do with limited kills. They did fantastically from start to finish. Really, they set the pace at the very start by having that third party and taking down both Secret and Alliance. It does look as though we are going to have a replay. So that is maybe a bit of a what do you call it, a hurdle that they've just managed to dodge there for Secret and Alliance. Otherwise, you know, they would have been headed down into that elimination best of 3.
I think towards the first cash out, you know, we saw everybody getting very normal into their plays, but then as soon as Alliance wiped and they realized we didn't lose any money from that, something's fishy, I think that's when all the teams started to really lock in. You can, like, watch a moment where each team realized, hey, wait a second. But no worries, chat. The intern that was responsible for this has been thrown into the pits of fire, and we are going to be trying to figure out the situation right now. Waiting here from the admins. Is it going to be run back?
It's tense.
Nail-biting decision.
He's still yelling at the intern. He's screaming.
We're just waiting on that word from the admin to tell us whether it's certainly being restarted.
Okay,
We're
so
not running it back.
we are not running that back. So even though that was on World Tour settings, since it was not an elimination, we are going to be continuing through that. Anybody technically could have bailed through that to sort of force the reset, but because it was not an elimination match, we are going to be running it through. So the top 2 teams there being the Gamblers and Emerald Apes. They will be going into the qualification match, whereas both Team Secret and Alliance will now be vying for a spot for survival and a chance to fight again in the third group of the day. That's going to happen off stream over the Final Central. They're going to have so much fun with those 2 teams. But for us, it's going to be a very interesting set of circumstances looking at the Emerald Apes versus the Gamblers.
I think just to sort of wind back on that decision and be interested by it a little bit more, I think regardless of whether it was World Tour or ranked, that scoreboard looks the same at the end, right? There was such a chasm between second and third place there, that the top two would have gone through. Perhaps teams played it a little differently, but you know, you got to play to the whistle. That's the footballing rule, isn't it? You know, unless the ref says something, you play the game in front of you. So yeah, it might feel a little bit hard for Alliance and Secret in that regard, but you know, that's the way the cookie crumbles. Now they find themselves in that elimination best of 3. I didn't think we'd see that so early on. Both these teams with a potential to not even make it through to phase 2. But of course, we're going to be sticking on that upper bracket and watching Gamblers versus Emerald Apes to see who makes it through to phase 2 later on today with them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very curious about that because to have those two teams, again, Emerald Apes were kind of still, I would say, Bills and Underdogs, and of course Gamblers from the LCQ, to be the two teams that make it through from that situation. Circumstances outside of it, they both played very well to get to that point. Now, moving to the best of 3s, I'm very curious if they can build up the momentum, because I have a sneaking suspicion both teams didn't expect to be in this position against each other, and this is where maybe game plans might be a little bit different, and somewhat a scramble between how do we set things up, because they would have probably been preparing for either a Secret or Alliance if they didn't make it through, and now they're in a situation where it's going to be completely against what they might be prepped.
100%. I mean, remember that cash out just plays so different than the 3s anyways, and I don't think that the effects of the cash out would ever lead into you know, the 3s match, just regardless of or outside of just who it is that's playing one another, right? But when it comes down to that, we can also just talk about the actual micro performances, the micro plays that we were seeing. I saw a lot more M11 on Sis Horizon than I think we've seen all season. I believe it was, what, 3 of the lights were running M11. Pretty insane. Now, yeah, because we're not running it back, we're going to just be seeing the Emerald Apes up versus the Gamblers. We got those map bans here. Let's take a look at the maps we'll be playing this best of 3 series on. Going to be starting off with Sis Horizon.
Alright, Apes versus Gamblers.
And then Nozomi Citadel here, picked by the Gamblers, then followed up with Bernal. Now, this is going to be a fun one to see, because Nozomi Citadel in 3s has always been a very interesting one. I think more so than other maps, Nozomi Citadel has presented itself as the map where you get teams that take enough time to only actually ensure one team fight per cash out if they decide to wait and scout and play a little bit slower. But going into Bernal, I think that's where we can get a little bit more of that traditional 2-team fights per cash out sort of pacing. But given what we just saw on Sis Horizon, Whippet, I kind of want to run this back with you. Do you think that Emerald Apes versus Gamblers are going to be in for a sort of difficult setting here, given the fact that Emerald Apes, their first 2 cash outs were almost entirely uncontested?
I certainly think so. There's always, again, the team would have warmed up beforehand, but now they've had a quiet time, and they're going into, I mentioned it a little bit earlier as well, that they likely were preparing for another outcome. Cash out doesn't carry over in terms of playstyle, just who's going to be up against you. And if you're these teams who are billed as the underdogs necessarily, you would have looked at Secret, Alliance, you would have done a lot of your study there, you would have had less time as well. For Gamblers, just the nature of LCQ. I think this is going to be a situation where...
Are they not watching it?
Expect that first fight to be very feeling each other out, very how does this go forward, and trying to pioneer a plan, and expect these teams to change things up as we get towards that mid stage, because I don't think they were ready to face off against each other in 3v3s.
Absolutely, we're going to be cutting into the match right now. It's time for the 3s here. Emerald
All right, let's get
Gamblers. Jerry, Whippet, take it away.
Thank you very much, Artie. Here we are, Apes and Gamblers in this upper fight. We did not expect it. Teams seem happy as well. The teams are very content. We've had word that they were like, yep, that's fine. We're happy to just play on despite that world tour / ranked shenanigans. So glad to hear that there's good sportsmanship all round from everybody involved. And we can just get on with things, because yeah, this is a really interesting match. I'm especially keen to see what Donkrage is up to.
Alright,
It seems
Gamblers,
like a
let's
decent
get
set
it.
of maps for his beloved LH1. And
Gamblers
if he's
versus
choosing
Apes.
to bring it, then he has a potential to really control this entire map from start to finish. But we know that Gamblers are no slouches after their really, really strong upper bracket run in the Last Chance bracket last weekend. So yeah, everything to play for here. We've got Emerald Apes tapping this first vote on Sis.
I'm just looking at it again, just trying to hold this control here with that FAMAS, finding huge value from it with the range. And this is where you're going to see maybe that LH1 be a factor. Again, if you're going to play these longer lines of sight, you got this massive main avenue that you can have that control from, and that's where you're going to find FAMAS, LH1s, anything with that extra range being oh so impactful. But crossover, trying to intercept this movement, red barrel in the hands of Vol at this stage, just looking to make that one work to his best ability. Will spot the trail of the player to his left. I just missed it. Donkey trying to escape visibility detection for a little bit.
He's in a very powerful position here as well. He can prevent this cross, and he's got the call from his teammates. He is on the 93R, so slightly more reliable option when it comes to close range engagements, but can still dish out the damage at range as long as you're nice and controlled with that recoil. Emerald Apes have positioned themselves really nicely here, and in fact they've managed to take the box, so they get the plug. But Gamblers are very close in underneath, so no opportunity for Apes to set up a defense. They've managed to retreat to the safety of the glass ceiling, though, really nice and smartly, and that's given Gamblers a bit of a problem to solve here early on.
This is not going to be an easy one to clear this high ground. Again, they have to try and think about how will we deal with this as you have that position held. Can they try and get this case dropped down? That's what they'll do. That's going to force Mouser to begin the move down with the rest of this team. They can't contest from the roof, so they'll start to pull themselves back to that control. Red barrel in, doesn't connect in the reload of the RPG.
Oh, it's going crazy right
Mouser,
now.
that opening damage will be so important for this, but time getting taken here from Gamblers. They want to make sure they can count their cards perfectly as they'll try their best just manipulate this box into an advantageous spot. Smokes go out to the staircase to give some concealment and open up that roof eventually, but both teams taking their time for this opening engagement.
Mouser's really had this reawakening as a heavy. We see him on the shack right now. After, you know, years of medium maining, but he's coming to this roster and really making an impact. And we can see him positioning himself perfectly to get the backstab onto Vol, who had no idea, just chasing that shadow. Really smart play from Donk to bait for his teammate there. Nuok finding the final kill, final hit there. Now it's a 3 versus 2 in favor of Emerald Apes. Great RPG, good follow-up from Donk as well. They get the defib, but it's not going to mean much as Bolo is now left in the 1 versus 3. He's going to try and run to hope that his team can coin back in. He has the escape gateway. Well, actually, no, he doesn't. It's not preset. That might cost him some valuable time. It doesn't go far enough, and he's skirting around, but Mouser gets that final hit. And that's going to add valuable time onto that timer, and we can already see from this replay even that Emerald Apes has spent so much time kiting that that's it. That's the only team fight they need to win to guarantee themselves this first cash out.
One and done for this first box from them. Very well done. They completely controlled it from the very beginning, and I wonder, was this a misplay from Gamblers to take it incredibly passive on that early stage? They realized they couldn't contest the high ground, they dropped the cash box down, they pulled it into control, and they never once tried to tap it, to bait a reaction. They just tried to poke and probe and look for a way in, and when they finally committed to it, well, you have a heavy like Mouser, shuts them down immediately, and the fight did not last long at all. Ball 2 is open, both teams back in the arena, and we should be tapped early from the side of Nuuk, who gets that for Emerald Apes, who are in complete control here. I wonder if they can keep this momentum rolling, as Gamblers already some damage on his Kiriki found. It's going to be a hunting party, calls Emerald Apes, chasing them down, try and find a successful fight for this vault. 90-yard distance, tries to chip away, but nothing found yet.
Gamblers smartly positioning themselves to shield that objective, forcing this vault fight. Vol, though, has found himself as the last one standing. Nuok picking up 2 of those kills, and Donkrage just tagging it at the end there, but I feel like Nuok did the heavy lifting there. Really nice work from the medium on the side of Emerald Apes. They continue their dominance here so far in this early portion of this horizon, and now they'll find their way over to B, most likely. It's the nearest target. This is a really nice spot to defend. There's so many options here. That said, they're going to go with probably the simplest, which is winching it out into the open and playing from height. Gamblers get a decent spawn, though. They'll be able to track their way through this building pretty uncontested. Maybe they can get a quick pick if they find someone unguarded.
Keep it simple, stupid. Just winch out the window, play the high ground from it. Kiriki will find a huge amount of damage taken. H+ Infuser keeps him in fighting form. You just gotta wonder. He went for a bit of a wander off by himself and got punished from it. They'll hop up towards the catwalk, but it's going to be a great kite. Emerald Apes just moving into space previously occupied by Gamblers. Drop down a level, and they'll look to try and take this fight. And they'll finally line up one. Damage done, but Donkrage wins it out against Kiriki. And this could be a bit of a disaster. They'll go for the long res. Huge damage done to Bola as well. And it's going to be a commit from Emerald Apes to try and win this team fight. Massive winch! Gonna pull Bola straight out of the fight, but he escapes with his dash. And Jerry, it's going to be a mess, but it might be all in favor now of Gamblers. Unfortunately, Bola alone. He has to do this all by himself. Huge downhill with that M11. Can he find that opening pick? towards at least one. Mauser low as well. I think good decision. And let's play it passive.
Oh my
Using the smoke
god.
behind the wall, but Bowler reads it and gets the kill. Bring it down to 1 versus 1. Mauser, though, the heavy can outlast him, but the coins are in the favor of Gamblers here. They died earlier in the fight. So they may get back in sooner. There's the res, though. He's allowed the res onto Donkrage to come through, but at least now they're fighting a 2 versus 2. Still, though, 40 seconds left. And now we're back to a full 3 versus 3. No wipes on either side, but it really does feel like Emerald Apes are still in control here. Oh, but they dive up to exactly where the Gamblers are. Maybe they weren't expecting that. The winches come out from both sides. RPG to his own face.
Oh my god, I love this. I love fucking finals comp.
Bowler has huge clutch potential here if he can find any of these targets, but Emerald Apes are playing it really smart. They're hiding, they're letting that regen hit, and now he's dived right into the middle of them. I don't think he has time left. Whip it. Emerald Apes have managed to circle back to the point. They're just going to body block it from this point on. And they've done it in 2, taking Sis Horizon in rapid fashion.
They do it in the Grand Slam as well. They plugged every box and held every box out. A single flip in favor of the Gamblers, and they made it look exceptionally easy. And can they keep that rolling as we look towards our next maps? But everything about this, and I've got to really kind of level on that first fight, Jerry. It was so passive from Gamblers. They drop the box down, they get that initial control. Is there a moment you think that they maybe should have just tried, let's tap this, let's try and bait reaction? The C4 was on cooldown, they wouldn't have known that it wasn't on the box in time. I think they could have done more for that opening fight. Everything else, a little bit out of their control, but that very first cash box could have been a different story. I think if they played it a little bit more aggressive.
I think you've summed it up perfectly there, Whip It, and it really just goes to show how important setting the pace is in this game. I singled out Bowler earlier, mistakenly called him a heavy, but he was a really important part of Gambler's success earlier in the last chance qualifier. The only player to get kills here, and the only player that really looked like he was making a big difference. He had those clutch moments, he had those moments to be able to turn it round. But yeah, something needs to happen for Vol and Kiriki. They've got to wake up, they've got to start winning some of these initial picks. New York really want to point out how impactful he was on that medium role in that game. Really just ran the show from start to finish.
Yeah, I'm very curious about.
I've been watching this damn tournament. It was pretty fucking good.
Advantage for the team that died early in the fight, able to use those coins perfectly. And Emerald Apes were so effective at just sitting and passive, realizing that we don't have the HP to fight now. Let's pull back. Let's try and wait out our timers, get ourselves in a better position. Right overall game.
Yeah, I'm using Team Stream GG to watch
so as you get ready for the next map.
all the
Pressure point for
POVs.
Gamblers to maybe resolve because they don't want this to be a sweep.
The final central, or they like? Do they have?
Now, interestingly, we are heading now
The
to
final
the Zone
central
Citadel,
is
which was
the
the
B
Gamblers' pick,
stream.
and they came up, or they didn't come up against
they watch, like, different
So far, no.
Qualifiers, because that
They
wasn't
watch the
but,
same.
I've got my
I
team
thought
going
they
down,
was-
and this is what's happened right here. I had a point prepared, and then I
Well, I
realized
think
there's
they
two
were
sets of
supposed
apes in this
to. Like,
entire bracket.
I think they were
and, I need to
supposed
throw
to.
that point out the window, because of course we've got the Emerald Apes here. Then there's Ape Squad down in the second group.
They're talking about, I think,
What
watching the
have you got?
losers bracket.
Simple.
Yeah, yeah.
What's your point?
My point was going to be to do with the maps. Let's just
I was
say
supposed to work with
I'm going to
them
find a
with,
new point.
like a-
Gamblers
like a
have
Splitgate
not shown
finals,
us
like, collab thing.
anything besides success
So
on the
obviously,
Zone Citadel. They
Splitgate
managed to play Frosty
shit the bed.
Crabs on it.
Well, I mean, we can still. I mean, I'm still really cool with Burrito, which is
last weekend, and they went flawless.
Burrito is the main, is the admin of PHL, and then Rio, he's the marketing manager, and I'm cool with Rio. So I mean, like, if we can get a finals like squad, we have our own voice chat in their server. We have our own role in their server. So I mean,
it's such a disadvantage now to have a
like,
massive loss like that. When you
we're locked in with these guys. There's just, we don't have no finals players no more.
You have nothing to build off foundation. You have to now completely wipe this as a clean slate going into it. You have to win this, flip it into
I think after this major, more people will get interested, and we can probably find a squad.
Every lesson they've learned on their
just
journey so
depends on how
far.
the major does.
I think that's what a lot of people is doing, is waiting around for the major to see how Embark handles the major.
I mean, that little
Yeah, an
the
early
quali-
spot
the
in
close
phase 2 to be
qualifiers.
part of that top 4.
I feel like that ran really
Is
well.
what's on the line here for
Yeah,
Emerald Apes.
I've
Just
been watching
do
it,
here in
even,
2
but
maps.
I'm glad I
Very
can finally
favourable
play
spawn
it
for
again.
them
Fuck.
as they, fairly close to
I'm
that
watching the
top.
Gamblers and the
We'll
Apes
get the
right
first
now.
tap.
Apes is up
I think
1-0.
Gamblers
It's
just
best of 3.
Moving on in. It doesn't look like
Yeah,
there's
it's
any
totally good.
adjustment in terms of the loadouts here. Kiriki on the F car. And this is a really difficult sort of set of terrain to navigate. You're right in that center of the map. There's lots of hard cover. But that's a
Yeah, I
great
think I'll
bridge
watch a
to
few of
open up the
these
play
before I
from
start playing the
Mauser.
finals.
And it looks like it's going to be capitalized on there by Nuok. Who else has been so impactful for Emerald Apes? And again, we find ourselves in the 3 versus 2. Gamblers down a man and down that crucial medium as well. No defib in the mid fight.
No defib, no jump pad, no massive ability to get themselves in a better position. So I think an attempted reset, as they're not really committing to a chase at this point. Bowler is going to be static, Bowl not moving either. So they're going to let Emerald Apes get themselves that control. They'll get this plug and they'll wait.
Oh wait, yeah. The final Sintel is streaming Alliance and Team Secret right now, so it is 2 different.
They went on to defend the cash out. So
They just started.
Statistical anomaly if we see this flipped in this matchup so far. So they have time to set up, they got time to posture up,
Yeah,
they got
those
the
guys
high
are
ground all in their
losers.
favor. The real question
Alliance and
comes
Team
down to
Secret,
Soul.
yeah,
Is
even though they were like
fight
the
back
top
early?
2.
Are they gonna slink
So
themselves
the
in
first
down
round
stairs to
they
work
messed
their
up
way
the
up
first
slowly?
round and
Maybe
accidentally
they
loaded
can
into
have
World
options
Tour
in
instead
there.
of ranked.
Looks
So
like it's been winched out into the
basically
open
all
anyway,
the
so Gamblers
players
just playing
played
quite
it
because
out,
they want
and
that
then at the end
first
of it they were
advantage.
talking about, you know,
If Apes
should
come
they
in hot and
rerun
maybe
it,
winch it
and the
indoors,
players
then
was
there's a
like,
chance. But I
nah,
think it's
fuck
in
it.
that sort of little staircase area that makes it impossible to move down from. So really smart play there from Emerald Apes to get this default setup going. Gamblers are split somewhat. Kiriki again caught out. He can't keep
Apparently it was an
letting this happen.
intern that
Donbridge
loaded
is
up the
in there, winch
match,
as well
and
from
apparently they got
Mauser
fired
playing a huge
already.
part. Donbridge finds Volva as well.
I'm like, damn.
Now we have 3 versus 2 as that
They
red
were
light
like,
comes through.
yeah,
Emerald
he's
Apes, they just
he's in here
continue to
yelling
be
at the
on
intern
top of
right
every
now. I'm
single
like,
fight.
God,
Really
am I?
struggling on these attacks. Bowler looks like he's found someone, but there's more on this roof than he was
But I mean,
hoping for.
you know, you
Mauser
are in the
gets
middle of a
finishing shots there
championship,
with
so
the
you know,
shack.
you can't
Here
do
he
it.
is,
You know, you
just
can't. There's
out
no
of
room
options
for
here.
mistakes in the champs.
And they're stalling his death as well. this is criminal. This is cruel. Emerald Apes finally put him out of his misery.
Wow, perfect gamesmanship. Eventually, he realized, listen, eventually if I shoot them enough, they don't want to risk throwing this, so they will kill me and get that reset rolling from them. But another dominant first fight from Emerald Apes.
Secret.
There will be just enough time, if it's a last gasp dive bomb to try and make something
Secret
happen.
went
But
from
Emerald Apes have been in
massive to get
complete
that
control in
fucking
this
kill.
best of
Holy
3 so
shit.
far.
Well,
Really
Secret's actually the
just
number
choking
1
this
in
one out
EU
now.
right
Jerry,
now.
this is
Well,
the
going
question.
into
Do they
this,
have
they
the
were the
time
number
to
1
make
seed.
this work? I don't think they do, so they're going to reset toward mid-map.
Yeah, I fuck with them.
They needed to be on that yesterday. There's again
Fuck with their
another
coach,
cash out
too,
secured by Emerald
Artie.
Apes. That is only
Yeah,
a
Artie
single team
IRL.
fight, and we were talking about this in
Yeah,
respect to
he's
the
good,
Zombie
dude.
Citadel earlier. This is the map that really
He's
facilitates
in the
that.
chat right now
Quite a lot
too.
of ground you have to cover between some of these spawns and the objectives.
Pretty
I was
good.
giving him all
That's worked out
the
perfectly for
intel
Emerald Apes.
on
Again, Gamblers, they didn't show any
Arco
weakness
and
on this
them.
map in the last chance qualifiers, but that was
Is he
against
streaming?
Crushers.
Oh,
They
he's not.
didn't some stiffer opposition
didn't
here, and Emerald
know,
Apes a real breakout
When
squad
you need a
in the
voice to tell your story.
few months,
During the
really
close
making themselves
qualifiers.
known, really showing what
I
they can be
GM'd
made
him
of,
and, like, told
what they
him,
can,
like, it's a bunch
what
of
they can
split
do
gate pros.
after, unfortunately, you know, getting that spot
And then he
in the
mentioned
major
it in the
and having to
broadcast.
forgo it. It's just one of those situations.
Yeah, like I
where
mean,
this
I've
is
tried to get
actually their opportunity
final
to really
squads, but
show
like after they
what they're
comp
made
for a
of,
week or
and
two, they
if
always
they make it through to
disband.
phase 2 here, that's their opportunity.
Or
to-
either
to
they just start
say, like,
not fucking with
we
each other no
absolutely
more, and it's
deserve that
like,
spot at the
bruh.
major, and it's only, you know, the world that's holding us back.
They're putting a flash
feel like there's a
beacon
lot
on how
of,
good they are, Jerry. You put things perfectly. This is a
lot of
great
Chiefs.
advertisement for individuals and this
Not
team
enough
play. They're gonna
Indians
find
in
huge
this
damage
game.
on the Mauser early. They find that
Yeah, you got a
full
bunch of people that
back,
think
one
they
trade
know
back,
every.
but
Yeah, I feel you.
Beacon's gone early,
That's how
this
Apex
fight
used to
yet
be.
again. Bull will be next to fall,
But then
so
I feel like
people
you find that. I feel like you find that a lot in
shut
most
down,
esports.
leaving it all down the bowl as
Yeah.
M11 can't find one. Tom
Everybody
Brady
thinks
dives in,
they're
shuts
just
him out,
IGL
and it will be another wipe taken from the Gamblers. Control gathered by Emerald Apes.
I was never
Get this
IGL.
plug with a nice time advantage.
I was
Some
always
teams do
IGL
all
because I never quit
IGL.
talking. I talk the most anyway. Bro, when I used to IGL in Apex,
Definitely the quiet player.
when I used to IGL in Apex, dude, I'm telling you, I don't even think I would breathe the whole match. I was calling out everything.
You gotta have someone hook it, Tauber.
Dude, I'm calling out every little thing, every little detail.
Really wake up and make something happen, make a moment of stellar team play.
The only thing I struggled with was like micro IGLing, but you know, I always put us into the position to where we didn't really have to micro as much. You know, once you get into a good spot inside the final circle because of macro IGLing, you don't really gotta worry too much about micro.
flip, and it's already about 40 seconds elapsed.
Basically, what we would do is we would just land in what is that? Climatizer with the fucking ski lift that goes across the lava, and then we would rotate into frag. So we would con one team and climb, get some KP, and then go get a third party, and then just play placement after that because we already got 4 or 5 kills.
Oh no, and they burn the winch! Massive play from Emerald Apes. Not let the opportunity to dive on in. They don't realize, or they know.
Secret just scored.
No, they don't commit to the fight. They poke and back out immediately.
Looks like Apes is about to close this game out. If they close this game out, this series is over. Damn, Apes is gonna clutch. That's is he? That's game. I think. Does he? I think they have enough time. Gamblers took it. Oh my God! By a fucking cock hair. Holy shit, that was close.
2 seconds and a little bit of change in back pocket. Gamblers find themselves their very first victorious team fight and flip it in their favor. They bring things level, 1 box apiece, all down to this. Respawns are there, so there will be a team fight before we get towards our plug.
Alliance is trying to score. It looks like Alliance is about to score. So both games is about to be tied.
They must be feeling confidence here.
Yep, both games is tied now.
Know that was only a stumble. Try and regroup and get the kills. Continue their dominance. Vol's taken down to quite low HP there. Mauser actually closes up.
Me personally, I want to see Secret versus Apes, but that's just what I'd like to see.
Both the heavy and medium opting for that utility. It's just a bit of a development in the meta that is worth keeping an eye on, just to transfer over to lots of goo. It's so useful in every regard.
How
Look at that,
these
it even protects Nuok
not
briefly,
so known
Kiriki briefly.
teams
Mauser
are
drops
going
down
to do
and
in
finds
this
that
major.
kill onto
Are you talking about like
Final
Apes
shots there, yet again.
and
3
I
versus
think
2
Pulsar? Well, I mean Pulsar's kind of known. I fuck with Pulsar.
Mauser picks off
Hey,
Kiriki
I want to
and
see how the
Tonkrage to finish off Bowler.
Asian teams.
It just feels like Emerald
Oh
Apes
yeah, the
everywhere.
EU
They're all
team.
over
I got
the
you.
place.
Yeah. There's like what, 8 of them? I think there's 8 EU teams going.
There's 8 EU. And then there's 2 of like the Chinese or Japanese or whatever.
Oh shit. Well, I mean, they kind of have an upper hand because you know, you gotta think if you're at a LAN, you know, you can kind of hear the other team's comms, but if you can't speak their language, you're not gonna know what they're doing.
Yeah, and I know they play like a lot of off meta shit.
There's one team that runs like 2 lights and a heavy, I believe, but I haven't seen them in this so far.
It's always a difficult position to assault here. Gamblers trying to figure it out. They've gone through the building. In fact, they isolate a 1 versus 1 down there and do take out the light on the side of Emerald Apes, who are maybe kiting a little bit too early. They're costing themselves lives here, and the damage is coming out from Bowler. It's only Donkrage left, who has been defibbed during the course of that, but has to dash away because he's only a light. He can't survive in a 1 versus 3 without his utility. And he manages to get the hard reset for his team. They will coin back in, but Gamblers can take that as a team fight.
Gamblers
the second
might
of
clutch
this
this.
Series. And they get the flip at a crucial moment. They only really have to defend now for 1 team fight. And they can start to use Emerald Apes' own fortress against them.
Doesn't matter how many team fights you win, just if you win the most important one. And that's
Alliance just wiped. Oh wait, no, they got 1 up. Secret still got 1 up.
With Emerald Apes, Donkrage leads the charge. Need to find this opening pick, and this is where players like Kiriki need to be super careful. They found themselves caught out in positional errors time and time again. They cannot let that one happen. The box is going to be
that was a crazy fucking wall to block the defense.
Gamblers is gonna clutch this. Wait, no they're not. No they're not. Oh my god! Emerald Apes just clutched it. Holy shit. Holy shit.
I don't think there's enough time to get this one. It's gonna be a nightmare. Surely he doesn't have time to stick this one. I don't believe he does, and that's gonna be Emerald Apes stealing it against the grain. And they qualify themselves to stage 2.
Damn, Emerald Apes on the stage 2.
So heartbreaking for Gamblers. They did almost everything right at the end there, but the debris around that cash box, so fortunate for the side of Emerald Apes, for Mauser to just slink on in and get the
So Ape Squad actually has 2 teams in this. They got Emerald Apes and then the regular Ape Squad.
To steal it back, but he couldn't find the secret.
Team Secret just beat Alliance.
So unfortunate. Gamblers do still survive, of course. But that is Emerald Apes booking their spot in phase 2. They are in the top 4 of EU with it.
I might have to cop Ape Squad fucking finals bundle. That shit kind of fire.
With the joys, the ups, the downs, the peaks, the valleys of their journey. Now they can say proudly that, well, we're a
Me too, but I bought their Apex bundle.
We've earned it, and they have very much done that here. A 2-0 victory against Gamblers.
And I don't honestly see TSM sticking in the finals for a while. Like,
Absolutely insane. I mean, yeah, Emerald Apes 100%.
No, I mean, that's like the only fucking comp team they have left is finals.
I mean, I hope they do, but TSM, like you said, they don't keep their comp squads very long.
I'm surprised they're still fucking an org.
I mean, being after they let Hal and Snipes downwalk and fucking Verholst, you would, yeah, I mean, they were stupid. Stupid.
You know, get in there faster. Gamblers were able to get in there just a little bit faster, and I think that sets the stage for everything else that Gamblers was not doing throughout the first map, and maybe for the very first part of the first cash on Nozomi, where they were trying to take a tepid, timed approach to these team fights, and because of that, it just gave Emerald Apes every single situation to.
So I believe the bracket is gonna go to championship. Oh, they ain't updated. Oh wait, yeah they did. No wait, they ain't updated. Okay. So it's 1-1. Wait, no, Apes won completely. They need to update the bracket. Hold on, let me refresh. Nope, they ain't updated. Fuck. Apes won.
Let's tune in with Rio for a quick moment to see.
I don't know, they gotta update their shit. Yeah, see, Rio actually follows me. I'm cool with Rio, so hopefully we might be able to get him to help us find a squad.
It seems like the Emerald Apes were just on top in that entire time. They had control.
I didn't know he had such a big, like, what you call it, casting.
And they just seemed pretty much.
I thought he was just the marketing.
Those qualifiers is where he shined.
I really felt that the Gamblers turned a page. They got a steal. They built some momentum. They started getting some good kills there, but it just didn't work out in the end. And that rubble steal at the end, oh, that's so heartbreaking. Jerry said it properly. Like, they just couldn't find their way through the rubble, and like that is such a uniquely finals thing as well. It was a fun match. But yeah, I really enjoyed what we saw so far.
Alright, let me pull up this one.
And on the M11, that is his bread and
Alright,
butter.
So
pretty standard loadout nonetheless
Secret
there.
up 1-0.
Jumping on with Treason now, though, as well. He's on the repeater. Again, pretty standard loadout. Pad, defib,
I'm going to the bathroom right quick.
Out of the ordinary just yet.
Before it gets too
thing.
good.
He's back on that SA-12 with the barricade, with the RPG, with the dome shield. The double cover from the shields is definitely, I think, going to help out a lot, especially with that SA-12-16. The bunker is just going to be tough to penetrate nonetheless, but here we go. Vault does pop. Nobody really controlling it just yet, but I would say that Alliance do have more of a presence around it. But Palma is taking a ton of damage, jumping on board with Roma, though. He's in a 1v1 against Carnifex, the Battle of the Lights. Treason does get the pick onto OG, though. It's a 3v2. Elix is going down as well. He does not get picked. He does get picked, actually. OG down to 1.5 bars. Roma trying to get picks where he can here. Going to try to maybe stick a res onto Elix, but does not find it. He's going to try to instead burn down Palma, but Palma, that SA-12-16, dealing the damage absolutely higher, and does get the pick onto OG.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of saw... We see Roma going for, you know, this, like, play to get Carnifex out early, and I don't know if it's really all that valuable. Granted, you know, the light's really important. You have the H+. Right now, they're running Vanishing Bomb, which is a little new. But overall, I mean, kind of running away from your entire team, just a light pick, I don't know. I mean, Carnifex is kind of already hurting his team by himself, just running away. So just kind of try to keep him in check, but you don't want to run away from your own team.
Yeah. Cody, we were being asked in chat, by the way, for outlines.
Outlines? Oh, yeah, sorry. You know, we are the B stream here, so.
Yeah. I forgot. Anyways, we do see Team Secret pushing underneath here. Alliance right up top. They might find that there's a lot of red barrels going on, but none of them are actually going to go out. The Witch is absolutely being traded in here. OG trying to put in some damage. Down goes Treason. Carnifex down to 1.5 bars.
Oh,
OG
shit.
does get the cleanup as well. Palma, the only one remaining out of Alliance,
Wow, that was
does manage to take down Elix with him, but ultimately does fall, and that's first wipe, I guess second wipe in favor of Team Secret. And the flip going to come in their direction.
I just want to go back to the whole outlines thing. I think it's good, you know, to just kind of practice using your imagination, okay? Like, you never know what's going to happen, and that's what kind of keeps you on the ledge. I apologize. I'm sorry. I won't do it again, I promise.
That's okay. We forgive you. Secret kind of positioning in an interesting way. You know, I think they're trying to play for drop, yet they... You know, haven't put a ton of util down just yet, and Elix is going to get caught in the open here. He does not get traded out. Somehow, he's made it out with his life so far, but he's going to continue kiting, and down he goes finally to Carnifex. OG not really looking over to Roma, who was also taking a ton of damage, and down goes Elix. Roma picking up the kill onto Palma. Carney does get a pick onto Roma. 3v1 situation. OG the only one remaining on to Team Secret. Currently, Winch is in, but no value going to be found, and OG finally dropping to Carnifex.
Steal.
Yeah, and they ended up getting the steal there. I just wanted to talk about the great play over from Treason there to push down the pad, right? And as soon as Palma spawns in, getting the right up back onto the box, right into the fight. It's just some of those great plays that you see from the EU teams. It's that next level high IQ.
Once again, we do see Alliance getting into God spot here onto Sis Horizon. This is pretty much the strongest power position on this map, and they are going to control Vault here. Try to find a pick, you know, probably not going to run too much urgency in moving the Vault just yet, but Palma's going to go ahead and drop. This is a really aggressive play out of him, giving up the value of that high ground we were just talking about, and he does get punished for it out of OG. Treason also taking a ton of damage. Carney as well, but Carney does find a kill onto Roma. OG finding a kill onto Carnifex, though, and onto Treason. Now, Cody...
So close to him. So close.
One thing I don't really understand is they had the Vault in their possession, and again, you know, these players are better than me. I fully understand that. But why give up the high ground there? You were in the power position. We know that Alliance love to control the box when possible and just keep it and make Secret, you know, run into them. But instead, they decided to go ahead and engage that fight. Palma did at least, and it just got punished instantly by OG.
The crazier part, right, was that Elix was already down there. So Secret was literally down a player. It was a 2v3. And they still decided to give up the height. No interest.
Vault is, or Cash Out, sorry, is in favor of Team Secret. This is a really hard retake position. You know, it's out there on that platform. It's just kind of in the sky. Lots of shots coming in from that M11, but none really finding too much value just yet. The heal beam out of Treason going to keep everybody nice and healthy. And his passive health regen is probably going to kick in as well here in just a moment. And there it goes, back to full health. Now, if you're Team Secret, you just continue to hold this high ground, right? You got a pad in front of you. We see OG sitting there. RPG is on cooldown, but as soon as that comes off, he's going to be looking for value where he can find it. But this fight might engage before that happens. Gas Barrel going out. He's going to try to close the gap here a little bit. Barricade blocking an RPG, though. That was a huge barricade again. Just absolutely clutch plays with these things out of the Europe. OG does drop down below as well. All of Team Secret going below, and they've regained height now with a gateway. They've gone behind Alliance. We see Roma diving in there, trying to get some sort of value onto Treason, but ultimately not really finding it just yet. Steal attempt coming in out of Palma. RPG in OG's hands, but he does not get the trade. Palma actually turns on him and gets that cleanup as well. Roma picking up Treason. Everything's moving so fast. Palma does get the pick on the Elix. Palma going absolutely insane. Palma wiping all of Team Secret and getting the flip here.
I'm telling you, don't give that guy the SA-1216. It just empowers the barricade, man. It's crazy. I mean, we saw him block an RPG like he's, you know, Superman. I don't get it. Overall, though, I mean, Alliance played really great. I've noticed Carnifex is genuinely playing so far away from the team, and usually that's kind of a big no-no, but it's working working out great, and I think that's just what Carney's good at, right? Getting behind the team, doing a ton of damage, and then allowing Palma to do the things that he does right there, like cleaning up the entire team. I mean, we saw it, right? He literally dropped, and he was able to hit the jump pad again, invisible, and it was just
Yeah.
it was wild.
Yeah, absolutely. And people are saying in chat as well, Palma versus OG. It's definitely been that way. It seems like, you know, if one of those heavies goes down, typically the fight winds up in favor of the heavy that's still alive, of course. We do take a look at the scoreboard, though, and something a little interesting is a unfortunate donut out of Elix. Yeah.
I mean,
0-5 and not much
really
damage. He was definitely
in
kept.
a lot of these fights. I'm not too sure who was getting the picks there. Maybe chat can jump in and give me some of that. But I feel like he was just out of the fight so often.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we look at the combat score and you can kind of see that. And to be honest, you know, a medium, typically more excusable when you are running heal beam and putting in a lot of support score, but we actually don't see that of him here. So I think it's just an off map for him nonetheless. But you know, we've seen these guys play. They'll turn it right back on this map. Don't even worry about it.
And I mean, this is a different map, and I'm excited to see it without the BFR, right? I feel like this is one of those maps that is so influenced by the BFR, you know, pick damage meta that, I mean, you add an SA-12 now, and it's a little different. Can't hold those jump pads as easily.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're completely right. Like the building on Isolt that has the triangle pads to get there, going to be much harder to hold without BFR.
Yeah,
especially
the majority of this map is you sit on roofs, and at least with the current meta with the BFR.
Ah, shit, it's 1-1.
Every team from getting over unless they make a combined play to make it happen.
Yeah. Nonetheless,
Promise who's on.
truly engaged just
Alright,
yet.
I think
In
they're
fact,
about to start
some
winners
secret
now
plan, they
on the
play
main one.
middle ground. I think they're gonna wait and see maybe what's happening, but shots are ringing out from Roma.
Yeah, Alliance.
But
Yeah,
ultimately,
dash pad?
right back up. We do see the dash pad coming in. Roma under.
Between two of, if not the favourites to win the whole dang thing. We didn't expect to be in the situation so early in EU, but this is where we are. That's the chaos of cash out, putting both of these
I honestly
teams into
thought
an
Alliance
elimination
would win
game.
it all.
Only one can survive.
That's what you love to see.
But I think
Teams
whoever
now
wins
need
this
map in
faces
their favor. Every single pick, every fight, every moment, every snap decision.
Emerald H.
Means that little bit more resets this matchup to a simple best of one win and you're in. Well, win and you're alive at least. They'll try and battle for high ground, will be Alliance. They've postured themselves up nicely. Some massive damage done, trees reduced to half, and there's going to be that H plus infuser burned. Not going to have the distance cross ability. I love these barricades getting set up again. You can just make these segmented steps up towards taking control. Looks like everything.
Yo, Nick, I had somebody come in my chat earlier, and they were like, what do you look for in a guy? And I said, you might want to ask your mom or a female.
Really
with
the
that.
ones in control. They're a bit closer to that
You
cash
look
box, and we
for
see
a
that
guy?
as Carney drops down.
Yeah.
He's got a chance.
I'm like, you might want to ask a female that question.
Of course, Team
Sorry,
Secret will
but
be
what?
hot on their heels, and you can see Palmer positioning here to defend on top of that cash box. It's a difficult building to navigate. You know that if it gets plugged in this cash box, that you're gonna
He
have
was
this
asking
really
what you look
close
for in
range
like a
fight. Someone could
content
be around
creator.
any corner at any moment.
That would make sense,
And
but
really,
a
I
guy.
who's doing
I don't know. I don't think that's how. I didn't read it like that. I hope they didn't mean it like that.
But as
If
I
they-
said,
if they did
as
mean
soon
it
as
like
it goes
that,
in,
they gotta
that's a
reword
read
that
for
shit.
Team Secret. They know exactly where Alliance are, and they aren't going to let them escape easily.
Already try to tap that steal. This is going to draw Alliance in, not give them time to set themselves up. Forces that reaction, barricades in the midst of that dome shield, and it's going to be a huge damage advantage so far for Team Secret. However, they suffer the opening casualty. Treason survives in a single point of HP, and no one's gonna
Holy
fall
shit,
just
Alliance
yet.
just shit on him.
Unfortunately, Carnifex finds one of his own. Palmer gets to the action. Team Secret fall.
Oh my
Have
god.
to recover, but a very good, quick adaptation of Alliance. They win that fight, and they set themselves up nicely here to hold on to this first catch box. At least move some progress, and unfortunately, they can't win it out, and I think that's not gonna budge
Building
easily.
says no. Building says no. That's not going out anytime soon. But Alliance, they'll just have to adapt, improvise, and overcome. Bear Grylls their way out of this one. They are on the defense. It feels like every time we watch a Palmer versus OG 1 versus 1, Palmer just has that slight edge, but I could watch that heavy battle in slow-mo constantly on repeat because it's so intricate.
Who?
We have the approach coming out from OG. They
Bro,
see the
trees.
state
Yeah,
of the building and
Palmer's
think, well,
fucking
maybe
slept on
we just
those.
try our luck here, get in early, at least bait the movement from Alliance, and that's exactly what they do. Palmer, in fact, going down to very low HP from the burst of Roma. And he does finish him off. Carnifex, though, takes out Elix, and that's a medium loss. Treason going down really low as we watch the attempted res here onto Elix. Carnifex finds the opening, but the res is stuck, and he survives. Carney and Treason need to back off. Team Secret trying to stick this steal. They fight off, and a threat there in the
Oh shit, Alliance clutch.
Huge kill. Can he win the 1 versus 1 against Roma? No! Roma! Wow, no, Treason gets it, and that's a successful defense. How have they done that, Alliance?
Oh
They
my
just
god.
don't know when to quit.
Alliance is going crazy.
I am lost for words for that fight, but what? They managed to get that one across the line, Jerry, and they get the advantage here on our final, getting ready for what could be our final cash box.
How does Secret only have 2 kills?
What? I swear they've got more than that. It feels like they certainly have, but they've only found 2 so far. Secret have been beaten in a post in these team fights by Alliance, but every time it feels tantalizingly close. Elix takes huge damage, and this is going to be the advantage of having that range potential on Alliance. They can just keep Secret at an arm's distance for now.
Oh, Roma already taking early damage, but he should be in a position to just back off and regen. See Elix just waiting, holding position. Treason picks off Roma though. How's he allowed that to happen? I don't think I have a full read on where Treason is at this given moment, but they're across the way holding billboards, and they've got the cash out to their name, or the cash box to their name. But of course Team Secret aren't too worried about this because they are shielding the objectives where they are. They are making sure that it's very difficult for Alliance to cross unguarded. They get that res, and we can see Treason now, you know, thinking, okay, that was a great pick. I'm proud of my aim. Hasn't made any difference though. We still have to get to an objective with this cash box.
They're just holding on to it like a nest egg at this point. We're going to sit here, nest up, but I wonder, do they want to try and get another team fight against Team Secret at this point to try and control that, get themselves that stagger out advantage for it, as everyone just postures up, Secret across the bridge, and that's a great
they really want to plug A. The Alliance are so good at defending A. If they can get it over there, then they've virtually won this game, and that's what they feel like. They get the early gateway over there, and that's exactly what they've done. They baited Secret perfectly into the move. But here's the thing, Alliance don't have long to set up now. Treason has to do some damage on this roof, and he does so, finds Elix on the cross. Alliance are just indomitable here on Sector 5. They managed to drop, and they're looking to roll over Team Secret now. OG goes down, and Roma left scrambling. They have been wrapped around Alliance's little finger here. Dashes out, tries to get that reset, but Alliance, they hold all the cards going into this final cash out. Treason doesn't know when to quit. We've seen this.
Palmer is about to clutch. Oh my god. Oh my god, I thought Palmer clutched.
And this is going to be huge if they find it, but Elix gets that respawn just in time. OG follows up in 2 seconds, and I mean, what a play from Alliance. They realized we want to defend Sector 3, and they just waited, realizing that Secret were going to make that commit. They likely heard the vanished bomb or had someone scouting for them. Great gateway, great plug, and now it's just going to be a complete flip side. Secret have to make this massive cross, and they need to find some damage invested early. Their life's committed deep at this stage. That's going to be Roma, his job.
Set of plays. I mean, that is your team right there.
Lions going off, dude.
I'm still a little speechless. I don't know. That was crazy. I'm just looking at Carnifex with such low health. I'm like, someone get him. And I mean, we saw such great plays from OG getting a pick on Treason and just slowly chipping down Alliance, but it just wasn't enough. Yeah, it wasn't.
All right, so now it should be Alliance and 8.
Home 2-1 in our first best of 3 elimination match, and unfortunately, we do say goodbye to Team Secret for PHL Season 2. Insane that the 2 Titans are playing each other in an elimination match to start our championship weekend off.
Yeah, I mean,
and we're here again, and I think we do have to point it out. Unfortunately, Elix back-to-back donuts.
Elix back-to-back donuts.
I think
Uh-oh.
Elix
That's
is
rough.
probably struggling with maybe the changes with the BFR, right? I mean, a lot of teams might struggle with this change. They've been so used to having the pick meta, right, where you just do so much burst damage and then you kind of make your plays off that. It's very obvious when there is a play coming to light because there's so much damage coming out. You see someone low, you go for the push, and that might be something that Elix is struggling with. It's a very valid thing to be happening, right? Because it happens so quick. The BFR has just gotten banned for champs, so maybe teams haven't had the time to adjust, but it's good that it's happening now, right? Because if it happens at the major, there ain't no redos. This is your chance to kind of get those quirks set up.
Yeah, I mean, we also got to give
Nonetheless,
credit to
they played
Treason as
great.
well, just going absolutely insane that entire match.
I also want to say, I mean, he had 3 assists, and he had a ton of support, and so it's not like he wasn't doing anything for the team. There just wasn't enough to capitalize. That's the biggest change.
Definitely. Well, chat, that is our first series done here on the B stream. We're going to hop back over onto the main stream now, and it does look like they are up.
Done with. And RD, unfortunately, it's Team Secret that are out.
Not due to a lack of trying. I mean, on Elix's side, 10k healing, 10 revives. I mean, doing everything they can.
Yeah.
But yeah, at the end of the day, that macro control really is. I mean, that's actually not surprising given the fact that Alliance, we didn't get to see on stream what happened on map 1 when Team Secret did win. But knowing Alliance and how they're able to adapt and overcome, it was very clearly a direct setup where Alliance was able to figure out, okay, this is the macro that Team Secret is playing. We're going to play into it. We're going to completely disallow whatever happened on map 1. And I think that that's sort of, even without seeing what happened on map 1, that's the pace of what happened on map 2 and map 3 when Alliance was able to fully dominate and not even let Team Secret in. But to give you a better overview of all that, I want to bring in our analyst, Rio. We'll go ahead and take a chat in with Rio to see exactly what his take is on the Team Secret versus Alliance beef and situation.
Yeah, so thankfully I actually was able to watch the first match, at least a little bit of it, and it was a very close match. In fact, all of my notes for every single match is basically every team fight that both of these teams got into was close. There were several times that it came down to just one person remaining. In fact, on Sis Horizon, I even have a note here that this was my ideal push and pull. It was really a back and forth that I just loved because it felt like both teams were balanced. It felt like both teams knew how to play and really kind of go after it. And it just was that kind of ideal kind of pushing in, pulling back, feeling each other out, and just, my perfect finals match. Really that second one, ideal way to play the finals. So just very close. Unfortunately, on Fortress Stadium, things slowed down just a little bit, and they got to the point where really it kind of slowed down, and Alliance just found their speed, especially in the team fights. They won the main ones, and Artie, you also off-stream made you noticed something, that Roma made a small mistake there. You want to kind of talk about what happened
right about
in that last
All right, brother.
During the second cash out, when it did see, or the first cash out on Fortune Stadium, where the building was crumbling around the cash out, there was a moment, a brief 1v1, I believe it was Treason versus Roma, and Roma backed up into the corner and unfortunately mantled up on top of the box right at the moment that Treason engaged. And that's one of those things where if you're not expecting somebody to move in and you want to start to take some lateral motions, hey, move around the box. But that timing where he was mantling at just the wrong moment, Treason was able to swing in and have absolutely no damage dealt to him in that small window. And it was things like that where Alliance would just make a very small decision that would have such great impact in comparison to the timing that Team Secret was choosing to go with. And honestly, I think that that's why you can see that sort of runaway performance where whatever happened on map 1 is in the past, but map 2 Alliance, that's what they do best. They adapt, they overcome, they read, and they learn exactly what they need to do. And I mean, Rio, how do you think that this is going to shake up? I mean, now that we know that Emerald Apes and Alliance, Emerald Apes has qualified all the way through. Alliance, they still have to make it work yet again.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of the strength of Alliance is once they get going, they rarely slow down. So I would be really surprised if they don't make it into Phase 2, but there's still a lot to be said to see where they're going to make it. We have a lot more matches coming up as well, and we have a whole other bracket to get to, so I am just excited for really these next set of games.
Absolutely, and I'm hearing we have some sort of announcement. What's happening?
An announcement?
of the Grand Major Day 1. That's right, folks, right here on Pro Hubs TF here at PHL.
Indian Pulsar, Five Fears, and
first
Fanatics.
official announcement, the official reveal of
KCP versus Fanatics, Team Secret versus Dragons, Vanguard, Alliance, Nightmare, X Kings, TSM, Skins, SSG versus 8.
On November 28th. What a treat this is, Rio, that we get to look at this.
Yeah, and you know, we really tried to sell today as a preview for the Grand Major. I mean, look at all the teams there on the left-hand side, and then think about all of the teams that are playing today and tomorrow, and it really is a preview for, oh geez, what are we, I don't know, 18 days away, 17 days away? Somebody in chat surely knows, but the days are ticking down, and the Grand Major, it's gonna be grand. I can't wait to get started on that, and honestly, this is so cool. I have not seen this bracket yet, and just seeing how all of these teams are laid out, it's gonna be spicy.
Absolutely. I mean, let's talk this through real quick. So looking up at the very top in Group A, it's going to be Envy, Pulsar, Five Fears, and FN Esports. That's going to be our first look at seeing the APAC teams sort of coalescing. We have FN Esports being from Korea up against Envy, Pulsar, and Five Fears. That is going to be an absolute banger. Then, of course, you have Group B, where we've got the Kansas City Pioneers, Fnatic, Team Secret, and DRG. Once again, one of the APAC teams. This time it's going to be DRG, Dragon Ranger Gaming from China, coming into the mix. They're up against Fnatic and Team Secret, two Titans from EU, and then of course KCP. I'm one of the most drippy bundles in the entire game. But I mean, speaking of drippy bundles, we've got Vanguard and Nightmare up in the next one. Vanguard, Alliance, and Nightmare, and King Zero in Group C, and that's going to be our last APAC team sort of entering this mix here. But that is going to be insane to see, with Nightmare and Alliance going up against one another, with Vanguard and King Zero in the mix. Then with Group D, that's going to be TSM, Genji, Space Station Gaming, and Ape Squad. I mean, genuinely, the fact that we're seeing this right now is absolutely incredible. Chat, this is the first time I'm seeing it as well. All of us, the only person that knew this was coming was the producer. But this is your actual leak, your actual preview of the Grand Major. Thank you so much to Embark Studios for allowing us to give this announcement here on PHL. And yeah, I mean, absolutely insane.
Yeah, I am just so excited, and I really hope that everybody in chat is as well. I'm curious your takes as well. I'm already seeing some comments about bloodbaths and some easy brackets. So yeah, I think that chat is definitely enjoying this little bit of nugget that we've given them today.
100%. But yes, this is of course going to be at the Grand Major 2025 at DreamHack Stockholm. This is November 28th. So keep this in mind, folks. This is just 20 days away. But now back to your regularly scheduled PHL Season 2 EU Champions. Now, Rio, thank you so much for dropping that analysis and breaking down that bracket with me. I'm now back here with Jerry and Whippet. And guys, what do you think about the fact that we just got our DreamHack?
Yo, Nick, I deleted your post in the announcements because I didn't want randoms putting
Fnatic,
weird shit in our team
and
drive.
Secret all in the same group. I wouldn't want to be DRG. Basically, that is terrifying. And I mean,
because on announcements, the whole server can see it.
And they have been so terrifying during EU PHL that I think they just.
Oh, he's still AFK. I'm stupid.
Crazy, crazy day one of DreamHack.
In that very first setup that we've got with Envy, Pulsar, 5 Years, and FN Esports, you get a Korean team and you get a Gugun team, and Envy, and Pulsar. That's how we start the day.
That might be like the most insane way to start off the day. Now, I'm gonna out myself a little bit here. I'm a bit of an Envy fan. I've betrayed Europe for a time in this
All right, now it's
Jerry, I
B.
wanna ask, what is your prediction for
I
what
think
we're
it's
about
B
to
pool
see?
right
Is it
now.
gonna be a complete runaway like the Group A cash out that we witnessed at the beginning of the day?
I am certain, almost, and I feel like I'm going to be. Maybe I shouldn't say certain because that is definitely going to jinx them. We have a goo heavy in here in Aimpoint. They placed third in the regular season for Skyline. I think they make it through the cash out round. I've got to be honest. Like they are like goo heavies are just the way to go for cash out, and who makes it through with them, I have no clue. Fnatic, I'm always going to back because I think they are just frag monsters, and whatever happens in a cash out game, they can usually frag their way to success regardless. But then, you know, Ape Squad and Upcoming are no slouches. They are the 6th and 7th seed regardless. I cannot make an accurate prediction, but my brain tells me Fnatic and Skyline go through.
100%. I can kind of see this. I can agree, but at the same time, it's cash out. Anything can happen. I mean, remember what happened in Group A, where it was Alliance and Team Secret that got down to be whipping.
Alright, I can't sit here and watch this shit no more. I gotta play something. I gotta play something, chat. We are back in the store. It's even in the store. Oh shit, Ape Squad does have a bundle. Oh, TSM's bundle is kind of fire. Can't go wrong with the envy shit though. The envy shit is gas. Oh my god. Ah shit, Pioneers comes with cowboy boots and a cowboy hat. Oh shit. Oh shit. Sheesh. I don't use none of the guns though. I do like that belt buckle though. What is that on the belt buckle? Oh, it's their logo on the belt buckle. That's gas. That's gas. And it comes with a cowboy hat. I like the mask and the eye patch too. Shit, SSG's looks pretty cool. I got some big ass moon boots on. Look like Kanye's boots. is Gen G? Theirs looks alright. Black and gold, that's pretty cool. Team Secret. Oh shit. FMAs. It's fire. Yeah. I mean, I feel like they didn't put that much effort into the Pulsar one. Well, I mean, maybe. Nightmares is fucking gas. I don't really like alliances, personally. I'm stuck between... I'm probably gonna get the Pioneers one for real. What's Fanatics? Theirs is basically like Pulsars. So the only ones that really stand out to me is Nightmares, SSGs, Indies, because they got like a samurai thing going on. And then KCP's a cowboy. But it don't come with no good guns. Like this one comes with the Indy AR. Nightmare comes with the purple AR. I got two teams that look those almost are the same blue. Hell no, that's some creepy shit. Can't believe I'd have to rebuy all these bundles, man. I remember buying both of those bundles and the bunny, and I had the 0G. And I remember I got the pirate too. Yeah, this one. Jeez. I got him just for the bird, to be honest. I just wanted the bird. That shit looks funny as hell. Oh, so the finals has you got 3 different roles: manager, scout, and owner. I didn't know that. Alright, let's go. Get ready to rumble. get some games going here. Get some games going. Keeps telling me to change my display name. I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it. Alright, baby, let's get it.
Okay, the ultra rares, the socialites, and finally, the shock and awe. Let's go, everybody. It's a fortune-fueled frenzy in quick cash. The first team to grab enough cash will win.
That's right, Scuzzy. It's all about speed, strategy, and a whole lot of cash.
Frag grenade out. The socialites are about to make a new friend. They're opening vault 1.
The socialites don't just play, they perform, and the first elimination proves it.
Frag grenade set.
First team wiping.
That's a rough blow for the shock and awe right there. A long-awaited return to the arena for the shock and awe. The socialites are truly influencers this match. They've started our first cash out. Firing thermite. Firing thermite. Cash out confiscated by the shock and awe. Good steal.
Will there be consequences, Scuzzy?
I hate invisible. That shit is so stupid. Why does every game come out now gotta have like some invisibility trait to it? I don't get it.
More shock and less awe as the shock and awe get hit by another team wipe.
That probably shook them up a bit.
They just gotta keep them fighting. They keep fighting, they ain't gonna have time to grab it. They got it the last second. That's crazy.
Great steal.
Aggressive and impressive.
This is
You little invisible bitch. You little invisible bitch, you can't fight, you're so scared. You're so scared, you gotta spam invis. What a fucking pussy. So scared. Wait, his name is Street Holster and mine's Recon Holster? Is Holster your default name too, bro? That's crazy. Damn it, I knew he was... I knew I heard something. They need to make like a scan ability if they're gonna... People just gonna camp invisible. That's kind of stupid. Oh my god, I was going crazy. I was going crazy.
We've got the shock and awe returning to the arena.
Who's ready to taste payback? Looks like the ultra rares could be up next.
The shock and awe looted a cash out.
Wow, that was a bold play.
The socialites have been shown the door again with another team wipe. Frag grenade sent. Using a flashbang. Flashbang out. Thermite going out. Fans are on their feet and standing in awe of the shock and awe's cash out.
A brilliant skill led them straight to that one.
The arena's got a new prize. A vault has just got activated. We've hit the halfway mark and the action is ramping up.
This is intense. Let's get airborne.
The socialites are pushing into vault 3.
What? I'm frying. I have the most kills in the lobby right now.
The shock and awe are re-engaging.
They'll be coming for payback. The ultra rares better stay.
Damn it, there's two in here camping. I can't see. That dude with the riot shield is annoying, bro. What is he doing? I know he ain't about to try to res me, bro. No! Damn. Trying right now, but I can't finish him off. He got stuck.
Retaliation is first on their list of things to do. The socialites need to stay ready.
Damn. Yo, it's good to see Dub. I'm just frying, jumping into fights, spraying and praying.
A new vault has landed and the scramble is about to begin.
I'll take 15 and 9. That ain't too bad though. I have the most kills in the lobby at the moment. We gotta get back up. Are they not even gonna try to res me? That's crazy.
Run into the socialites again.
The ultra rares are breaking into vault.
Bro, neither one of my teammates have any survivability, bro. What the fuck?
Things are rarely normal in the arena, but this time I can confirm that things are still paranormal. The socialites are back on the scene. Throwing a flashbang.
Damn.
Less than 30 seconds remaining.
Battlefield 6 is gas running around with defibs. Yeah, that's, you know, you can kill people with the defibs too. That makes it even like, that makes it even more fun. I don't actually got Battlefield 6. I just got the red sec. Damn, we about to tie. Man, it might be a 3-way tie, bro. We gotta go into overtime or something. Oh. No overtime? Damn.
Clinching that victory with speed. On behalf of all of us here at the finals, thanks for watching.
17 and 10, I'll take it. Damn, Exalted had 19. Yeah, I almost had 10k combat scores. Shit. First game on? Hell yeah. Hell yeah, I got some new outfits, man. Where my outfits at? Oh shit. Got a full camo outfit too. Nice. Jeez. I don't like none of the pants, to be honest. I guess this makes me sleeker. I mean, I don't know. I could just walk around like a commander-in-chief. feel like I need to. How do you edit? Appearance? Call me Goldilocks, cook. Wait, was the hair I used to run, was that like a, I had to buy it? I don't even see the one I used to run anymore. Huh. That's weird. That's odd. Yo, Nick with the raid. Yo, Nick, did you know you're muted? I don't know if you've been trying to talk, but you're muted in Discord. You're muted in Discord.
Yeah, I knew. I ate some food and fucking, I started watching, Bala on, Splitgate. He's on the Splitgate main page.
Hell yeah. Wait, on the Twitter?
The Twitch.
Oh.
They're doing a play test right now. For they added EMP nades back.
Yes!
They added some LMGs. It actually looks really good.
I think they should just let me have OG Splitgate back. Just let me let me have it back. Let me play it.
They've got right now it's like a classic queue. So it's just like the old game.
Nice.
No class.
They should have had that to begin with.
I'm saying it was a good idea. Like, it was a good idea.
Well, see,
to have, like the factions and shit, but it just didn't work.
It doesn't work because like their OG core fan base. I like Splitgate because of Splitgate. I don't like all that extra shit. I don't give a fuck about the extra shit. I just want Splitgate.
Yeah,
So,
they got like an overshield thing now that you can pick up on the ground, kind of like Halo.
Well, I think the overshield, they had that in the first one. It was just like a LTM mode.
Yeah, now that's in it's one of the like the ground pickups in some of the maps. They got Abyss back. Abyss looks dope.
Yeah, I was so depressed when Splitgate 2 was just like ass.
I was extra depressed because I was like, damn, I just started this whole SSL Intel shit, and now the game's dead.
Yeah, and I done spent all that time recruiting players, getting squad together, getting fucking yeah.
Dude, I was fucking covering fucking so many tournaments and switches and all sorts of shit, making graphics, doing all this extra shit. Trying to coordinate with the people that were running the tournaments, but you know, they were about worthless as fuck.
Who was the host?
The dude that runs COD Agent.
You talking about Shane?
Yeah.
Damn, I thought Shane was pretty cool.
He's good at running the COD shit, but he fucking gave no support to the Splitgate shit. There was no organization, like, whatsoever. I pretty much organized everything, and I didn't get anything from it.
Damn.
I I tried reaching out to him, and I'd message him, and it'd be like 3 weeks before I got a reply. It's like, brother, if you're gonna do this shit, do it.
Facts.
Like, I understand you're running COD at the same time, but if that is an issue that you can't run 2 games at once, then don't fucking do it. Because I'm getting messages like, what's the deal with this league? What's the deal with this tournament? I'm like, I don't fucking know. I don't run it. I just watch party this shit and use graphics for when you guys play. I don't fucking know. I don't have any money in hand.
Another nosedive for the Jet Setters. Team wiped.
Like, they played like a $5,000 league or some shit. Or 3,000 or something. It was a crazy amount of money. And we didn't hear anything about it for at least a month. No matches were getting played, no matches were getting scheduled. It's just stupid. So I'm hoping if the game comes back, I'm gonna fucking handle that shit. I can organize a league. I mean, I just organized a tournament on a whim. Ran pretty smooth. Granted, it was 8 people.
We could make a oath like oaths tournament. Well, I guess you could call it like Oath Intel and make like a tournament page.
Yeah, I was just gonna use the SSL thing and then have Oath as like a sponsor.
Bro, the riot shield's in it. Why does every game modern era gotta have a fucking riot shield in it?
I'm saying.
God, why that shit's so fucking retarded?
People
I
that use
remember
riot shields
I remember
just
OG finals.
deserve to
It was
step
so
on
fun.
Legos.
It was so fun. OG finals was so fun. This shit now is stupid. They added too much. Like, it didn't need all this. Like, what's the point in having a riot shield? Why do you need it?
I just keep it guns, bro. Get rid of
Yeah,
the
exactly.
melees.
Well, I mean, the
Get rid of
melee's been
fucking-
in for a while, so I mean, I don't really.
But they weren't this overpowered. You
Yeah,
couldn't
nah,
three-shot
they're
somebody.
overpowered as fuck.
They're overpowered. I mean, they got buffed a while ago. And I feel like you should just keep it guns, bro.
As the sky comes alive with a meteor shower, our contestants will need to navigate the cosmic twists and turns.
With our meteor showers event still active, our contestants are coping with the universe, throwing them a fiery curveball or 12.
Damn it, bro. How does a P90 outgun a fucking AR? That bitch has no, that P90 has no recoil. I'm about to buy that bitch. Wait, is that a medium gun?
The P90?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck. I'll run medium.
Ooh, we got a really good match on Monday.
Monday? You talking about? Oh yeah, the CS2 guys. I seen that. These dudes are 7-3, just like our guys.
Yup. And they're top, essentially top 25. Their ratings are all pretty high as well. One guy's almost at 3K. That's the highest we have. He's is at 2.6K rating. At 2830, 2745, 2805, 2429,
Fuck.
2254. Holy shit, these guys grind this shit. Oh, they got a fifth.
Do
Just
they?
noticed.
Do they now?
Vinny Cui 1. VINICUI. Dude's fucking pictures and fucking. It's a gym pic. He's fucking jacked. Jesus Christ, brother. CS and gym is life. Jesus, man. Save some bitches for the rest of them.
Yeah, I thought Thrust was gonna be their fifth, but I guess he's still sub.
Tremendous teamwork from the shock and awe.
But nah, like I tell, like Arkham, I trust whatever Arkham changes we gotta do.
I'm so fucking tired, dude. Stayed up way too late last night. I didn't go to sleep till like fucking 2 a.m.
Damn.
I was watching fucking Bob's Burgers.
Bro, that's a slept on. That show slept on. It's actually pretty funny.
Oh yeah, I love it. I started watching that. I mean, I'd watched it before, but I really got back into it lately. And then I started watching Brickleberry.
Brickleberry, fucking, that is my, bro, I love
Dude.
Brickleberry, dude.
That shit's funny as hell. The first scene where it's just all the animals fucking.
Oh my god, yeah. I was not expecting that shit.
No. I had heard about it, like the show. I was like, oh, I've seen stuff about this. And, cause it's got that, what is it? Jordan McHale and Jacob McHale, something McHale. The guy that did like, The Soup. It's a comedian. Fuck's his name? Joel McHale. No, not Joel McHale. Daniel Tosh. I'm fucking getting people.
Tosh.0 is fucking amazing.
Yeah. Daniel Tosh voices the bear. I was like, oh, it can't be that bad. Daniel Tosh is in that fucking show.
Huh? You didn't never see Tosh OG?
No, I did. You're the guy that voices SpongeBob is in that show?
Huh? Did you voice?
Tom Kenny.
What?
He plays Woodrow Johnson. Who the fuck is Woodrow Johnson? Oh no shit. The head fucking ranger.
Scotty, they've picked the wrong way to inspire awe.
Our teams are showing great skill. Also, they've collected the same amount of cash. Lovely. Defense so clean, you'd think it was scripted. Danger down here.
I'm gonna hop off here and fucking do some dishes and laundry and shit. I'll be back on here in a bit.
Alright, brother.
I'll hit you up.
Yes, sir. There's really no way to kill somebody with a riot shield. Bro, this P90 is way too overpowered, bro. Damn, I am 4 and 9, bro. I am ass this round. I used all my concentration last game.
Back in play.
Cash out underway thanks to the shock and awe.
Damn it. I'm just trying to do damage. He just... Why do you keep doing that?
Let's hope our contestants have some juice left in the tank. It's crunch time, Scotty. Throwing up the top of the flashbang.
Oh, fuck. Why would there be a hole in the middle of the map?
The shock and awe just jolted us with a stunning victory in this match. Thanks again to our sponsors and to our viewers at home.
I'm about to get that P90. I don't play medium mode. Dang. That's the same skin. Alright, chat, I gotta go to the bathroom. I will be right back. Where is my... There it is. There it is, there it is. I'll be right back, chat.
What's up, Tyrant?
let's see what challenges I got. Where the hell is your missions at? Am I stupid or what? I got 106 elims, 109 deaths. Damn. Premium would honestly be worth it. Alright, chat, let's get it.
All right, the Kingfish, the High Notes, and finally, the Tough Shells. Let's hit the ground running. Quick cash. It's a mad sprint to the finish. First team to bank our total target gets the glory.
Exactly, Scotty. Let's see who rises to the occasion.
Vault 1 is getting siphoned by the Tough Shells.
We could be witnessing the birth of new rivalries here. We've got our first elimination.
This is what it's all about, partner.
Couldn't agree more, Scotty.
Back in action. First of all, first to forget. Like that. First to make a move, the Kingfish have started our first cash out of the round.
He's low. My teammate just jumped off the map. Chat.
Great move there by the High Notes, stealing that cash out.
A move that definitely sets the stakes higher, Scotty.
One less to worry about.
What's he doing? Oh.
Back in play.
He's dead. Oh, come on.
Pushing first team wipe.
Another
The
team.
Tough Shells. They'll be looking to bounce back fast. That streak just broke the pace wide open.
I don't know what the hell's going on. The whole building's falling, bro. He killed the wrong person. Dummy.
The Kingfish just made their return to the arena.
Damn it. I'm ass.
The High Notes banks their earnings. Cash out complete.
They're stealing straight to a clean cash out. Game show event is over. Time for contestants to log back in.
The Kingfish are cracking open Vault 3.
Oh, there's no... Two teams, bro. Two teams, bro.
High Notes keep the momentum going. Cash out in progress.
Contestant has hit a streak, eliminating opponents one by one.
My teammates can't stay alive.
Don't blink, folks. Anything can happen in the second half of this match.
We're in for a wild ride. Every second counts.
A long-awaited return to the arena for the Tough Shells.
This could muddy the waters. Watch out, the Kingfish.
The Kingfish denied a cash out. Unique steal.
Red 1-8 sentinels they can get away with.
The Kingfish have netted themselves the victory. We'll
This
see you
fucking
next
grapple
time.
hook don't ever work how it's supposed to, bruh. Shit's pretty fucking ass. I'm gonna go back to using dash. played like straight shit on that one. Let's see what this bitch looks like on it. How many matches do I got? Oh, I got 15. Detect 5. I thought that said defeat 5, bruh. That means I gotta use a sonar grenade. crazy, Chad.
The Kingfish are back in action.
Damn, I'm going crazy.
The midpoint is here, and the stakes are climbing higher.
I can feel the energy in the air, Scotty. This is going to be sonar grenade out. Throwing.
They just filed 4 resignations violently. The mighty have set things in motion.
Damn. He was 6 HP, bro.
Scanning that area. Tossing a sonar. Firing thermite. Firing thermite.
Bro, fucking third party fucking bullshit, dude. Me and Dusty's going fucking crazy, bro.
The Kingfish just seized a cash out with authority.
But will there be consequences, Scotty?
A sizzling victory for the Ultra
Damn,
Rares.
Dusty went crazy, bro.
And with that, we'll see you next time at the finals.
Dusty went crazy, bro. That was a good game. Alright, chat, I'm about to go make some content.